Do you know what habits can make you poor or rich? No? Well, buckle up because we're about to dive into the sea of habits that can either fill your wallet or empty it. We all have habits, those little routines we do every day without even thinking about it. They can be as simple as brushing your teeth in the morning or as complex as your daily workout routine. But these seemingly innocent daily rituals have a bigger impact on our lives than we often realize. You see, habits are like the invisible architects of our lives, silently shaping our days, our years, and ultimately, our futures. And when it comes to money matters, some habits can be your golden ticket to prosperity, while others might just be digging a hole in your pocket. So, if you're ready to take a good, hard look at your habits, stay tuned. You might just find out you're a millionaire in the making, or perhaps you're on a one-way trip to Brokeville. All right, first off, let's talk about those nasty habits that are sucking your bank account dry. We call these the money drainers. First on our list is the infamous impulsive buying. Picture this. You're scrolling through your favorite online store, and there it is, the shiny, unnecessary gadget you never knew you needed. Before you know it, you've added it to your cart and checked out faster than a cheetah chasing a gazelle. We've all been there, right? But remember, every impulse buy is a coin tossed into the money drain. Next up, we have the anti-saving brigade. These are the folks who believe that money is like ice cream on a hot summer day. It's meant to be enjoyed before it melts away. But here's a fun fact for you. Money doesn't melt. It grows, but only if you save and invest it wisely. So if you're not saving, you might as well be feeding your cash to an imaginary money-eating monster. Trust me, it's not as fun as it sounds. Speaking of investing, let's talk about those who treat investments like they're playing a game of hot potato. They just can't hold on to them. Investing is not about quick wins. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Imagine if the tortoise from The Tortoise and the Hare decided to take a nap midway through the race because he invested all his energy too quickly. We all know how that would end, don't we? So, if you're not investing or if you're pulling out too soon, you're essentially a hare running a marathon. And we know who wins that race. So, if you're guilty of any of these habits, don't panic just yet. Remember, the first step to solving a problem is acknowledging it. And if you're not guilty, well, aren't you the financial saint? Now that we've covered the bad, let's move on to the good. Let's talk about the money makers, the habits that can make you rich. Firstly, let's talk about budgeting. It's like going grocery shopping, but instead of buying broccoli and bananas, you're buying peace of mind and a future yacht. It's as thrilling as a roller coaster, but instead of screaming in terror, you're screaming in delight as you realize you've got extra money left over at the end of the month. Next up is investing. Think of it like planting a money tree. You might not see the fruits of your labor immediately, but give it some time. And before you know it, you'll be lounging in the shade of your financial growth. It's like watching your favorite series. You know, the one where you have to wait for the next season to come out? Yeah, that's investing. But instead of a cliffhanger, you get compound interest. Then we have continuous learning. Now, I'm not talking about memorizing the entire encyclopedia or becoming a walking dictionary. This is about learning new skills, expanding your horizons, and being able to drop cool facts at parties. You know, like how a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. Not only will you be the life of the party, but you'll also be boosting your earning potential. And let's not forget about networking. It's like being a social butterfly. But instead of collecting nectar, you're collecting contacts. It's less about schmoozing and more about creating meaningful connections. They say it's not what you know, but who you know, and in the game of wealth, that couldn't be truer. Finally, we have the habit of persistence. Building wealth is like running a marathon, not a sprint. It's about staying the course, even when you'd rather be sitting on the couch eating ice cream. You might not see the finish line yet, but trust me, it's there. Who knew being rich was as simple as adopting a few good habits, right? Well, maybe not simple, but definitely doable. So, we've got the money drainers on one side and the money makers on the other. It's like a battle of the habits, an epic showdown. Imagine a boxing ring with poor habits like impulse buying and not saving, squaring up against rich habits like investing and budgeting. It's a fierce battle, folks. These habits are vying for a spot in your daily routine, each trying to knock the other out. On one side, the money drainers. These habits are like quicksand, pulling you into a financial pit without you even realizing it. They're sneaky, they're subtle, and they're often disguised as harmless indulgences. On the other side, we have the money makers. These habits are your champions, your financial superheroes. They're all about building wealth, expanding horizons, and setting you on the path to financial freedom. They may seem tough at first, but boy, do they pack a punch. So, who do you think should win this battle in your life? The money drainers or the money makers? The choice, my dear viewers, is all yours. So, if you found this video useful, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. We are dedicated bringing you must-know tips and trips on important financial topics that will help you achieve financial freedom. So why don't you start a good habit of subscribing and learning more every day? Remember, your habits can either make you a millionaire or a pauper. So choose wisely, and may the money makers be ever in your favor.